gentlemen, another stream is in the books, and we're hanging out after the fact. This is the Generation Heck, and this is After Stream. Just got done playing Days Gone on stream today. It's October as of the time of this recording and that stream. So again, 'tis the season of zombies, monsters, and horror. Again, the stream before, basically in one sitting, we finished Resident Evil 3, the remake, which is a very short game. That's why I wouldn't recommend that you paid $60 for that. When that game came out, I knew I was gonna play it, but there was no way an HE double hockey sticks that I was gonna pay $60 for that. So I think I got it for less than 20 when I did buy it. What are we going to talk about today after the stream? I want to get into next gen consoles. Again, it's October. We're less than a month away at this point when the next gen console is coming out. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. And again, I was the person who said, how could you confuse the two? Obviously, there have been people out there who have pre-ordered, who thought they were pre-ordering an Xbox Series X and end up buying an Xbox One X. And I'm starting to see how that's confusing. Because the other day I was talking about Xbox Series X and I accidentally said One S or something. And again, there is definitely an issue with Xbox naming their consoles. I didn't think it was that confusing, but when I began to talk about it and even I got the name wrong, then yeah, it can be confusing. So that's a criticism for Xbox, is they should simplify their name a little bit. I understand they want to go the route of kind of like the iPhone like 10s and stuff like that, but I don't know if that works for console. Now, I have discussed in the past about who has won the console war since PlayStation and Xbox started their little console war. For me, I like to own everything because for me, I don't want to miss out on anything. Personally, that's my thing. But just like everything else in this world, people have to draw a hard line. Or you got to be an Xbox person, you got to be a PlayStation person. You don't have to be. And then if you're one or the other, you got to hate on the other. I've never understood why people are so hardline like that. And it's not just consoles, it's everything. Democrat, Republican, DC, Marvel. I mean, can't we just enjoy all content? Why does it have to be a hard line, a hard sell? AEW, WWE, stuff like that. WCW, WWF in the past. Don't understand it. I've always been all inclusive. Like for me, if I have the means to get both, then I've always gotten both. Now, there was a time where I didn't. Obviously, PlayStation 2 was a big console. It was a game changer. One of the great consoles of all time. Then I think the original Xbox came out. And I got that also. I remember begging my mother for it, but one day we ended up getting it, and to be honest, I never really touched it that much. Played it a little bit, and then really the original Xbox wasn't that great of a console, but it was entry level. Then came the 360, which was a game changer for Xbox. They put that out pretty early on before the PlayStation 3 came out. Now, PlayStation 3 at the time, cocky. The success of the PlayStation 2, which is one of the greatest consoles of all time, they ride in and think they can just name their price and people are just going to go out and buy the PlayStation 3. $600 price tag on PlayStation 3 originally. And I believe this is the first time that I actually had my own funds, because I think I had a part-time job. Or was I going to school at that time? I can't remember. Anyway, there was no way I was spending $600 on PlayStation 3, so Xbox 360 was the way to go. And that was the vital mistake. One of the fatal mistakes that PlayStation 3 made, and why they lost the console war in that generation. Xbox put out a good, solid, which ended up being one of the great consoles of all time, the Xbox 360. And PlayStation put out PlayStation 3. Remember, they originally designed the boomerang controller before they went back to the original design. Which was one of the issues they had early on. But the big thing was the price tag, and probably a lot of people turned to Xbox 360 because they weren't willing to go that price route. Just like most generations, by the end of it, they're pretty much the same console. But I never got a PlayStation 3. That's one of the consoles I never got, because by the time I was about ready to buy one, it was at the end of the console cycle, and I said there was no point. It was time for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now Xbox is coming in with the victory, and they come in cocky. Instead of focusing on gaming, they go the route of trying to come up with some kind of all-in-one entertainment system, which is a big mistake on their part. They try to connect to it, which made the console $100 more than PlayStation 4. And what happens? More people turn to PlayStation 4 because of it. Not to mention the exclusives. Xbox did not invest in studios and things, while PlayStation won out in exclusives. They won out in a lot of things this generation. Now, the Xbox has had to kind of dial back a lot of things since then, which gave PlayStation 4 the win in the current gen as next gen starts, heading into PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now heading into this generation, neither one wanted to make a vital mistake. PlayStation wins this generation. So do they come in cocky and think and make a big mistake that Xbox can capitalize on? So far, I don't think they have. Both consoles are kind of awaited and play chicken with one another with the price. Till Xbox finally named the price, I think PlayStation reacted and kind of matched the price in a way. So they're roughly the same. They are the same price as far as the ones with the disc drive. Obviously, Xbox has the Series S, which is kind of a less powerful version of next-gen console, which is only what, $299.99, $300. PlayStation has the discless, which has the same power. It's just an all-digital system, and it's $100 less. So I believe that is $400, $399. So I think both consoles have come into this one trying to be smart. I think Xbox is probably going to come in behind, since neither one have made a big mistake to this point. The hardware has to work. Like, once these things start getting in people's homes, if they stop working, or there's some kind of fatal flaw, like a red ring of death or something, then that could turn the tide. But right now, I think PlayStation's probably going to come out the early leader. But Xbox is building for the future. All the things they've acquired, the Xbox Game Pass and all that, it's going to be an interesting console battle this time around. Again, I'm not on either one's team. I'm all inclusive. Eventually, I'll have both. And here's the thing. I always thought consoles have done this on purpose over the years, which is right at release, they only ship out a few just so people could go crazy for them and go and have trouble getting them. Now with COVID, I think they actually have an issue with probably shipping systems, especially PlayStation, I think. So there's probably going to be people who wait and probably not going to be able to get their hands on one for a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm usually wait for mine because I want to see if there's going to be some kind of fatal flaw or red ring of death. I've bought consoles that have been bricks in the past. I'm not gonna lie, my Xbox One, the first one I bought, turned into a brick pretty quickly. I think Xbox has been more bad with this than the PlayStation when putting out systems with fatal flaws. The Xbox 360 had the red ring of death. The Xbox One, I had a system that didn't take updates. So it worked in the beginning, but as games started to have to update, and the system had to update, it wouldn't take updates. So eventually it just became a brick. So if I were to pre-order, because I usually get one in the beginning, which I think usually is the better value. I thought PlayStation 4 was the better value last time around. It was $100 cheaper, and it seemed to have more things I was interested in at the time, so I bought that first last gen before I got the Xbox One. This time around, to be honest with you, I would probably like to buy a PlayStation 5, but obviously I don't think I'm gonna be able to get my hands on one first. And I wouldn't mind either way. If I can get my hands on the Xbox Series X or S, I would take that. If they have shipped those out to reviewers, and from everything I'm hearing about the Series S, everything seems to be working okay. So I'm fairly confident if I were to buy a system day one and getting a Series X. PlayStation hasn't like shipped theirs out to like influencers or reviewers. Maybe in Japan they have, but not here in the USA, so I don't know what the reviews are so far. But so far, Series X has gotten pretty high marks. But obviously, the bottom line is going to come down to the games. Those Xbox studios, the PlayStation studios. So we have a lot to look forward to. And I don't have to worry about that because I'm not on either team. I'll have them both eventually. If nothing goes wrong and we don't go into a Great Depression at some point. And I've always been a console guy, but I think I'm about ready to jump in to PC gaming. So that's something I also have to look forward to. Till next time, this has been the After Stream. I'm John Knight, and you will know the name.